Couple things to fix up there. Tuesday night, as you can see, I'm going to be working on Thousand Suns. Now, I was thinking about doing it on the Spartan tank. I want to get started on that. And there's a few things I can do on this before I get to the outer paint. But I was looking on how to paint in Warhammer the Thousand Suns. And they did it in a gold, or with a gold base, Retributor armor gold, with a Blood Angel contrast over the outside. Well, if you look at the tank, there's a lot of surface to work with. So I was debating, do I really want to go that route? Because that's going to be a lot of paint that I'm going to have to put on this. So what I had decided to do, since I was following that, was I was going to try to spray paint it on. Well, as you can see, it's patchy. This might be having to do with the airbrush. This could be with my skill level just being piss poor with the airbrush. But it's kind of blotchy, and I might have thinned the Retributor armor down too much because I was afraid if I hand paint it, I'm going to be using up an awful lot of paint, which I did not want to have to do. Because I think I only have the one, and I use the Retributor armor a lot. It's a really nice gold color. And then I started poking around, and I thought, well, I'm going to go and look at someone else to see what they did, because I want to take a look at it. And I noticed he painted his in blue. This is from the War Hipster. He painted his in blue. So I was like, oh, what the hell here? Okay, is it red or is it blue? So I went to the lexicon and I looked it up, Thousand Suns, and I see that they're in blue. And I was like, okay, so for some reason Citadel made a mistake. Hi, President, how you doing? Why is it saying first? Oh, because you haven't been here before. You were with the other channel. Welcome in. But I was like, why are they telling me to do it in gold with a red when they're in blue? And then I look over here and I see, oh, wait a minute, you can't see because I don't have it on. And that one screen is in the way. Figures. Let me get this over here. Maybe we could see that a little bit better. I can move that over here. We don't need to see that crap. If I bring this over, I see that they're in blue and red. So I was trying to figure out what was going on here. So it looks like I could go either blue or red. So I figured since I started doing a pre-prime of gold on the tank, I'd go with the red, but I thought having it as a blue also would be good. So I have pulled out the constrictic, whatever this is called. I apologize, I don't know. I can't pronounce half these names. And I figured, well, I'm going to do him in blue. So that way I'll have the red and the blue, and I think that would look kind of cool together with the two of them together. Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was. So that's what I've kind of decided to do. To do this one, I'm going to base coat it. It's already primed in gray. I'm going to base coat it in lead belcher. And then I'm going to go over and I'm just going to go ahead and hand brush the rest of this to see if I can smooth some of that out. This is where I'm going to test my skills, which are pretty shitty. You can see right there where I just patched the heck out of it. Someone went on. It could be, like I said, it could be because I made the lead belcher or the Retributor armor gold or too thin. And it could be the poor quality of the airbrush. It could be my skill level still not being where it should be as far as the airbrush goes. But you'll notice I have the Spartan tank in two pieces, mostly because I want to paint down inside here. So when you open this up, you could see down in here if you open up the front with the top on, you open up the front, you could look inside and see that the inside is painted too. So, and I haven't decided what I'm going to put on top, but if I put the top on, I had to do a little bit of chopping to be able to get this in and out. So there's some little gaps and stuff in there. And then the weaponry for the side I have over here. So this one will probably be out on a far zoom to catch all that. But the first thing I want to do, put him aside for a moment here. I want to, and I can take this and move this over here now. So now that I have a plan, which is always a good thing. Oh, if you go to, I just remembered, I didn't put it up here yet, but if you go out to Instagram, my Instagram there, you'll see that I uploaded the Praetor, Space Wolf, the White Scar, and the Salamander. The Contemptor Dreadnought is up there. I'll get those updated here. I have to make some changes to get them to fit in this corner right here. So, but that'll be coming in the next couple of days. I actually felt good today. I woke up around, I watched the game a little bit last night. I got all the way up until like the fourth quarter and saw that Dallas was going to pretty much blow the New York Giants out, which is, that's okay. It's still early. It's game 3, was week 3. The Giants are now 2-1. The Cowboys are 2-1. They're in the same division. But the individual that I'm more concerned with, that I'm watching the most, he actually caught 4 passes yesterday for a total of 60 yards. So that's pretty good for a tight end. A couple things about in the game that I saw, and they talked about it. He totally missed a block on, because the Dallas Cowboys had, like, if you understand American football, the Cowboys had like 5. I think they said on the game they had 6 sacks on the Giants quarterback, but on the thing there they only claimed there were 5. So, and I'm not going to go back and count them. So 5 or 6 sacks, and because of a missed block that he had, he was supposed to double team this guy, and the guy went in. They had the one, and I'll use my little things here. Here we had the tight end, and the tackle was lined up like this, and the defender came in this way instead of going into the double team. This guy tried to block him. He come over and touched him, and then went out this way. So instead of, this guy should have somehow gotten to the inside, and he double teamed him, but it didn't work out. And the guy actually got by him, and he sacked the quarterback again. So, but, he's 22 years old. He's a kid. He's a rookie in his first NFL season. So, he'll learn those things. But 4 catches for 60 yards. He had 1 for 20 yards. His 1 for a touchdown last week was 16 yards and a touchdown. So I think he's going to be up there. He's going to do pretty good. I'm sure his family is just so proud of him right now. But anyways, what I'm going to do first, and I'm going to zoom back in because I don't need to be all the way out there for this. I'm going to zoom all the way in, bring him over here where we could see him. I'm going to use lead blah 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 blah. Lead belcher on this one because we're going to go 1,000 Sun Blue. There was one issue. I don't have 1,000 Suns Blue, and I'm not going to go out again, but I looked at the conversion chart that I have, and I found that 1,000 Suns Blue is also the same as the Army Painter Void Shield Blue. So I'll be using the Army Painter Void Shield Blue on that one. Now, where is my lead belcher? This has never been opened yet, because this is a new pot. And I'm just going to base coat. Oh, you know what I started to do? I get so tied up in things. I needed to get in here and really clean out these brushes. I started to do this before the stream, and then I get caught up trying to find paints and shit. And then I never make it there. Let me just do this real quick, because this brush is my freaky brush. That's for just kind of doing this and that and everything else, and if it gets ruined, I really don't care. It's for base coating and stuff like that. So I'm not particularly worried about this one. But my other flat brushes I am worried about, because I work better with the flat brushes. Give me just a moment here to work. This is Windsor and Newton brush cleaner. I'm supposed to soak these things in here. You can see that's looking all mucky. This is another one, another brush that's kind of going to trash on me. But these two here are the most important ones. And this one's got filled with all kinds of crap. I'm not spectacular with cleaning shit afterwards. Usually I get done and I'm still pretty tired. I think that one will look okay. And I got a cleaner over here. I'm going to grab this rag. It's got a lot of color in there. Here we're wasting half the damn stream trying to clean shit. Still got a lot of red in there. We'll get up into the ferrule of the brush. We'll try to get this cleaned. Let me see here. I want to bring this down just a bit. Here we go. Bring this over. Making some screen adjustments here. Now, I won't be on tomorrow night. I have basically decided that I'm going to paint Mondays and Tuesdays. Take Wednesday and just catch up on some videos. Catch up on what little sleep I get. I sleep for about 2 hours. And then I wake up. So I don't sleep through. That's why I was really surprised. I woke up about 3:30. About 3:30, I laid back down again, and I didn't wake up till almost like 5. Well, that would be about right. No, 7:30. 7:30. So it was about 4 or 5 straight hours. So I feel a little bit better. I need to get my beer out is what I need to do. Catch that on a break or something. I don't need it right now. I'm going to shake this paint up really good. Shake it up. Shake it up. See if I can figure out where the hell my center of the screen is at here. So. And then on Thursdays, and then I could use Wednesday to prepare for Thursday because I want to be a little bit better with backgrounds of the operating system. Like I'm going to be working with Manjaro this Thursday. There's 2 different versions that can be installed. I want to cover a little bit of history with Manjaro and stuff like that. Friday and Saturday, I don't know what I'm doing. I usually play games on Friday and Saturday on Let's Play Games on Linux, the other site that I have. I'm thinking about playing a game called Cards, Kards. It was like Magic the Gathering Arena. But from what I can tell, once I get through all the cards and I get the Americans and the British and the Germans and the Japanese all built up, I've got the Americans all built up. But once I get them built up, then they give you scenarios. So, because with Magic the Gathering Arena, you actually have to play against other people. And I hate playing against other people. I really do. I just don't feel I'm confident enough. And then, you're sitting in there and you're losing. And then you have these people that I'm shaking up the paint here. That they think it's a lot of fun to dominate over the weaker players. You know, build up my score, but they're not building any skills. You know, they got the basic skills down. They can go in against the rookies, and they can just, you know, which is kind of a good thing in war. You want to get rid of the lower, but that's in war where you're getting rid of the people. You're not getting rid of them. So it's just there to build up your skills. It's like somebody who comes in and you get into one of those games where they're free to play, and then if you want to upgrade into certain items, it could take you months to get that upgrade, or you could pay cash for it. And these people just they grab mom's credit card and they buy the most expensive stuff they have, so they have the most expensive equipment, you know, the highest levels and everything else because they paid for it, but they still don't know how to play. You know, the only thing that's keeping them in there is they have the higher level, and then they go against the weaker players, and yeah, look at how skilled I am, and I'm just not into that crap. You know, or you get the ones that are just, you know, they get in there and they play and they're trying it for the first time, and you're beating them. You're fine, you know, after 10, 15 losses of the higher skilled people, you know, just fighting against you and laughing at it. Oh, I made it ass out of this guy, you know, and then you finally find somebody that you can play against, and you're in there. Oh God, I'm finally winning. I'm going to get a win. The pay to win. Yes, yes, exactly. And you get in there and you're finally winning. Oh, I finally got to win. And they get pissed off and they close out the server. They quit. And you never really get credit for it for the win. And you're back, oh God, here I go. And then you're back against the, you know, the big players and they're beating the hell out of you. And you go 10, 15 games of losing. You know, you go 30, 40 games before you find one that you can finally get somebody against that you can play against and win. And it's insane. So I won't play multiplayer. I stick to those F2P where you pay for skins but not stats. Yeah, and I could understand that. I can completely understand. You know, I won't play Warhammer, Total War Warhammer, or any of those games against other people. Because I watch these guys online and I just barely get through a lot of those games on normal. So there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to play against those players who, you know, Total War, Legend of Total War, and all those people because they are just monstrous. And I don't like paying for stuff. Oh, this is a mess back here. Let me clean this up real quick before we get too far. How could it be a mess? Well, I've had it open because it didn't force itself open. Let me get this mess cleaned up here. A lot of people don't like these pots from Citadel. They're okay. You know, they do get a little messy back here. You have to clean them up. But I found with the dropper bottles, the dropper bottles do the same thing. You know, you get dried paint that gets in there. You know, like I could open, here's the Xandry Dust that I'm going to be using a little bit later. I almost guarantee this thing is loaded. Yeah, you can see it's all loaded down in there. You have to get in there and clean that out too. But these are easier to clean than the pots. You have to get behind the pot and you have to try to dig all that crap out. Hope with the lid open and hope to God you don't, with my shaky hands, that you don't shake and end up tipping the pot over. Like this here, this needs to be cleaned off here. I'd like to find a way the players know their stuff. Yes, exactly, they do. You know, and I admire the Italian Spartacus, whatever his name is, I forget his name, and Legend of Total War. Those guys are just fantastic. You know, they're great players and everything, but they're not anywhere near percent if you are enjoying the channel. And then I got something. Where the hell is that coming from? But I like to find out a way because I already know that you're following. but I like to get rid of this message. I got it so if someone new comes in, that's what I'd like to see done. If it's somebody who says first time chat, it goes off one time. Oh, I'm going to take some of this, mix it in here. So, but I'd like to get that fixed somehow because I don't think, it's like one thing with advertising that I can't stand. If I didn't buy it the first time, I'm sure as hell not going to buy it the third or fourth time to try to get me to do it. Even though I've read some stuff on advertising and stuff like that, and they tell you, yeah, the more you put in, sorry, doesn't work with me. Oops, I need to be over here. My camera is off again. I'm just going over this one with the lead belcher on the base after I did the gray primer. I'm using the flat brush on them. I can't, do I have the other one? Will he fit in the other handle? I'm just lightly going over this. So I like doing the lead belcher. Or any metal under. Especially with the Horus Heresy, I found. And it's mostly the armor I want to get here. Because some of the stuff is going to be in black. I wonder if the fat handle would work better, because this makes my hands all shaky trying to get in here. I like the ribs in the back. I like the pork ribs. Give me some pork ribs. And then we'll work on the Spartan tank a little bit here. I just want to get this one here because I know it says on the menu thing there. I have both of them on there because, yes, I will be working on both of them. This is my base coat. So I might be playing cards. KARDS, it's a World War II card game, which looks like it's going to be probably easier for me. Magic the Gathering was pretty cool, and I'll probably want to go back in there because I have to do the other colors yet to get those up. But that was pretty complicated for my old brain to comprehend. I had somebody come in and help me out. I really appreciated the help he gave me too. So I was starting to understand it a little bit better. For me, I'm more of a hands-on learner. One thing that I learned in college when I was going for my master's in education, first of all, I'm pretty dumb. I don't claim to be a Rhodes Scholar. But they tell you there are different learning skills for everybody. Some are, they could read something and learn from it. Other people, they have to physically see it. Other people, they have to physically do it. And I kind of have to, so I kind of go with all three, but I'm stronger with, you have to tell me, show me what I need to do, and then I go in and do it, and you make corrections, if that kind of makes sense. So I have to do that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think he's looking good right there. My back is sore today. I walked down to the trash can today. Down and back again is probably about a mile. I need to do more exercise, especially at my age with the so-called heart condition. that they claim I have, and I claim I've had since the day I was born, but they're giving me medication for it anyways, and the medication makes me so freaking tired. But it's probably a good, I don't know, maybe mile and a half from the house to the little store in the corner. So to the trash can, and the trash can is a little bit down from the store. So I can cut across the field, put the trash in, walk up to the store. They got a really cool drink up there. It's a juice. It's pineapple and coconut. I didn't get any today because I have to watch how much I spend, but that stuff is so good. I just love it. I can't find it in any other stores except right there. So when I go down there, I like to buy 2 or 3. But then I can usually have them drunk in about a day or 2. Drunk? Are you drunk again? No. Baseball game, very important tonight. Better turn my fan on. I'm getting a little roasty here. The Padres are playing the Dodgers tonight. Not that the Padres are going to catch up to them. I think the Padres are like 21 games behind the Dodgers, but we have such a hard time beating the Dodgers. And they're playing in San Diego, so which means there's a large contingency of Dodger fans that come down from LA and they buy up all the tickets. Okay, so that's looking pretty good there. I'm going to give that a little bit of time to dry. And there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in Retributor armor. You can see this brush here is getting kind of shoddy. These are just cheap synthetic brushes that I bought. They've been doing the job. You know, they've been lasting a while as long as I do everything I can to keep them clean. I'm going to come over to the Spartan tank and clean up a few things here. I'm going to take a drop of my specialty sauce, which is, I think it's a contrast and a flow improver 50/50. It's in here. And I'm going to put 2 drops in because this is going to take quite a bit to get some of this. But I don't want to burn up all my Retributor armor. It used to be like 4 days to replace anything from Games Workshop. They come down here, and now it's like 8 days. It's almost 2 weeks. 8 business days, so it's like 2 weeks to get anything here now. So I kind of want to use this. Whoops. I put it in the wrong hole. Let me pull some of that out. There we go. And I know what areas need to be done here. And I'm getting off stream there. I got part of it airbrushed, but the airbrush started malfunctioning on me again. Like I said, it could be me. It's probably 25% airbrush issue and 75% my issue. I keep trying to break it out because you're never going to learn anything unless you keep working at it. I mean, if you're weak at something, you have to keep working with it. But then I usually revert back to the old style. You know, when I get in there, yes, when I get frustrated with it. I'm going to zoom this out a little bit so you can see a little bit better. I know for a fact this door is going to be cherry red. I like the idea of the red though. That's why I want to do it this way. I just thought that looked like such a cool color. I kind of did both sides. This will probably have brush strokes on it. That'll all be done in gold. Okay. That's not too bad. I want to get this all while I'm here. So I don't want to be wasting any of this paint. I'm going to get down in here. Do everything that I can right here. And yeah, this will probably take a couple of coats. See, I'm running out of paint already. I know I'd end up using less paint if I was on the airbrush, but I'm just having such an issue with it. That's why I kind of did the one layer off stream, because once the brush starts to clog, and then I have to start going through a bunch of malarkey to get it fixed up. I could pull the needle out of it, you know, move it back and forth to keep it cleared. And that'll give me about another minute or so. One person told me that with the airbrush, you only want to airbrush for about no more than 5 minutes at a time. kind of give you the impression that they paint for longer than that in some cases. So I don't know. I like to see somebody actually using an airbrush to paint with and see how often they have to. I think they probably have more than one ready. Probably have two or three and say, okay, I'm going to jump over to this one and then we're going to drop this one in the cleaner, let it clean out, let it rinse out. I mean, I saw how to rinse it out and everything. Let's give myself 3 this time. See if I can get a little bit more out of it. So that's my guess. If you were to watch somebody, I've only won 1 or 2 ranked matches in Total War. The players, yeah, I don't even play that stuff. They know what's going on. They dedicate themselves to it. Legend of Total War, I bet you going up against him is like, and he's a heavy cheese player. I mean, I don't know if I haven't really watched him play against anybody live. You know, not that I have anything against him. I enjoy the guy. I really thoroughly enjoy him. But he will cheese the hell out of you. What did I just do with? What did I just do with my damn brush here? There it is. And then there's Italian Spartacus, I think his name is. I'll have to look him up. He knows his stuff too. He thoroughly knows what he's doing. Oh, my leg's going to sleep on me. Do have my show that comes on at 1 o'clock. That'll be about 3 hours from now. So I can get 2 dollops in here. Make this a little bit thicker and get a lot of paint in there. I didn't like the way, I like the way the exhaust came out on the Contemptor, but I didn't like the way the gun barrel came out. It came out a little too red for me. So I'll have to look up. I know there's tutorials on how to paint gun barrels. See what colors they use. I'm pretty sure it's a dry brushing that they use, which is what I did, but somehow I probably should have gone with the corn red on it instead of the Mespin red. I probably should have gotten in there. Can you see okay? Yeah, I think you can. Ah, my foot fell asleep. Shit. Not good. Let's get this side here. I'm just putting on a little bit of paint at a time. I'm not particularly worried if it gets into areas that won't be gold, because there's a lot of this that's going to be, not a lot of it, there's going to be some of it that's going to be black. So, like, this trim will be in black, this will be in black here, this is in black, everything else is pretty much in gold. Even though I seem to be concentrating on that, even though I shouldn't put much of this in here. I think flat surfaces are very hard to hand brush. That's what I'm finding right now, because there's just so much surface on there. You have to make sure to keep the paint thin enough so that it goes on nice and even. I still have a tendency to go over shit twice, and then it tears up the paint. I think that's part of my biggest problem. I get a little impatient. In fact, I know that's part of big problem of it. I get impatient. Let's see what else is going to be gold up in here. That's not too bad. It's not perfect. I say I'm not going for an award or anything. I just want these things to look halfway decent to put on into a game situation and have somebody look at it and say, you know, those are pretty cool. Those are nicely painted. And then they could say, oh, well, yeah, I had this guy paint them for me. I could see little spots in there. I'm not even looking at the reference photo right now. And particularly, I'm not even going to be worried about the bottom of it. I'll probably just paint it all black or something. I just want to get, if someone was to look at this from the top and from the sides, is all that really matters. What's underneath makes no difference. And then you're like, well, but you're worried about the inside. Yeah, I know. But truthfully, I don't think somebody's going to grab the tank and pick it up and go, but the bottom isn't tainted. It's like, so? When I first started out, I was trying all that fancy stuff, trying to get the fancy blending and all that garbage in there. And I pretty much found, and if somebody was to ask me, how do I start painting miniatures, I would tell them, start from the basics. First of all, don't go on YouTube. Don't start looking at all the fancy paint work. It's like, painting miniatures is like playing a game. You know, you've got people that are really good at it, and you're looking at them, and you want to be like them. You want to be that good. And you think that just jumping right out of the box, you're going to start hitting home runs. And it doesn't quite work that way. And then people become frustrated with it. And then you give up thinking you totally suck at it, which I do, but I don't care. I'm having fun. That's key number one. Have fun at what you do. If you're not having fun, and of course you do have to learn from mistakes, so you have to make mistakes. And once you get something down fairly decently, I mean, you do have to try to stretch your skills a little bit so you can get better. I'm not saying don't. There's a company up in, I want to say the Ukraine, or is it Czechoslovakia? I think it is. If you look it up, they're called Den of Imagination. And they paint warhammers for money. You know, you can go in there, and they have different skill levels. They had basic, which was just what I'm kind of doing. Nothing spectacular. You know, base coat. Oh, there's one of the boopies. I was wondering how long it'd be before they showed up. And who is it? It's Yasina. And Artemis. Don't come looking for food with me. You're not going to get any. There's kibble over there. Go eat it. I'm not using up as much paint as I thought I would. Let's get this over here so you can see it. So I sat down and I started thinking about when I was playing baseball and everything. What's the things you have to do? You have to learn about, well, you know, and some people just have a natural, they pick it up faster than others. So I know growing up as a kid, I was a natural hitting the ball, you know, 1,000 feet. Not really. You can't hit a baseball 1,000 feet. They've gone for over 500. I think the record is 511 or something like that. But yeah, I was hitting the ball pretty far. And that was kind of a natural thing for me. And of course, as I started getting up in level, that started to go to hell. No thanks to my brother, the bum. I think the biggest mistake that I had growing up playing baseball, and I know here I am wandering off again. My parents didn't want the two of us on the same team. They wanted us on different teams. So people weren't trying to compare the two of us. Well, James hits better than Steve, or Steve is faster than James, and this, that, and the other. They didn't want that, which I kind of agree with them. But also, the issue with that was he knew my weak points. And of course, he was a pitcher, I was a catcher. And he was a decent hitter growing up as a kid, too. Slightly better than me for average. I could hit the ball farther than he could. But being a pitcher, he knew my weakness was anything off speed. You throw a curveball, especially curveballs at that age. If you throw him a curveball, and he would tell everybody, if he was pitching against me, he'd say, just throw the damn curveball. Don't throw him any. If you throw a fastball and he gets a hold of that thing, you ain't going to see it for a week. You know, and he knew that. And he knew I couldn't hit the damn curveball to save my life. Because I had that big sweeping swing, you know. And he knew all that. Okay, let's give that some time to dry. So let's put this over here. I don't want to build up some more paint. So I'm going to put that to the side for a moment. There go the dogs. We're going to take out the Void Blue, which is 1,000 Suns equivalent. We're going to shake this up real good. Shake it up. I need to get a sound file for that from the car. Shake it up. Every time I have to shake a bottle, I can play that. Shake it up. Hit a little key on the keyboard. Shake it up. Shake it up. Not that I was a big Cars fan. They were okay. I grew up with them. As their albums came out new. They were okay. They weren't Black Sabbath or Deep Purple or Led Zeppelin. I'm shaking the paint again. My camera is twisted again. I could tell because right here, yeah, this is over here. And if you go up in a straight line, let's see if I go on a straight line with the camera. Right here with my finger. So that both fingers are in the same height. You can see how twisted it is. But then again, I am twisted. We're letting the gold dry a little bit on the Spartan tank right now. Once I get that, been here an hour. I'm going to stand up for a minute. My leg is... I'm going to take a short break. Give me a moment here. I'm going to take a short break. Got my Artemis here. Let's get back to what we were doing. I got some of my pain medication and a small glass of wine. Should never mix alcohol with pain medication. Hi, Artemis. What you doing, baby girl? He's my Artemis. All white husky. If we took her out in a snowstorm, we'd never find her again. She would blend right in. Ooh, you like that, huh? Ooh, yeah. I like a little rubbies, little scratchies. I like little scratches. There's a male white husky walking around, runs around the neighborhood. He disappeared for a couple of weeks. They said they found him. We thought maybe he got killed or something. He's a stray. We're kind of afraid. We'd like to bring him in, but we already have 7 dogs now. We'd like to bring him in, but we don't know how he's going to react to the other huskies and the pug and all that. Plus, he's loaded with fleas. They bought a flea collar for him. And for anybody just joining us, I'm working on the Spartan tank right here. I'm letting it dry a little bit. But I'm also working on this guy here. I'm doing 2 different colors here. And I apologize, President. I know you probably already heard this. But I noticed there's a 3rd viewer in here. I'm going to be doing one in red, because that's what I found, and the other one in blue. But I don't have the Thousand Suns blue that they call for. So I found an equivalent to it is the Void Shield blue from Army Painter. So I'm doing that. If at any time, if you're coming in and you're looking, if you see that I'm doing something wrong, or if you're wondering why I'm doing something in particular, please feel free to pipe up. I don't handle criticism very well, but it's a necessary part of life to get better. I mean, you might turn around. You know, the only thing I ask, if you criticize something that I do, give me an alternative. I mean, just the one thing that'll bug me the most, you suck. And that's all I hear from you. Okay, I suck. Well, how? What am I doing wrong? What do I need to do? You know, so I can handle it a little bit better like that. Forgot what did I put him in? Boy, this seems like a really light blue. You know, if you're going to criticize what I do, give me an alternative. Say, well, maybe, you know, that doesn't look good. You know, you should have done this. Okay, perfect. And I will try it. And then if I don't like it, I won't do it again. But I should do that on the paper towel. Just tap that off a little bit. Boy, that seems more like a powdery blue than anything else. That's what it calls for, too. I'm just going to give him a light brushing here at first. It seems a little bit light in color from what I'm seeing on him. It's almost a powder, but you can't trust everything that you see right away with paint. It may look light at first going on or dark at first going on, and then it'll dry to the nice color that you're looking for. So yeah, you do have to kind of be patient with it. I think it'll look cool with the red and the blue together when I do the 2 of them. I'll photograph them separately, and then I'll probably do a photograph of the 2 of them together. That's what I should have done with the Dreadnought. The Contemptor Dreadnought and the other one. I think I'll do that. I finally got the camera on the cell phone to work. I got a new cable. Of course, after I kept saying, I need a new cable, it's not charging. I'm not getting it to do what I want. And then I finally got it to work, messing around with it. So I was able to take photographs that you see on Instagram. And then my daughter comes down this morning. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't go to bed till, what time did I go to bed this morning? 7 or 8. I was watching the football game last night. And her and her other half. I have my own studio downstairs, separate from the rest of the house. And I hang out down here. It's a 1-bedroom. So I spend a lot of time down here. They have the baby and everything upstairs, and I don't get. So it's kind of a woman's world upstairs. And I don't mind being down here. I can sit and watch the baseball games. I can sit and watch the hockey games and not interfere with them. The granddaughter is 4 months old now. She was born June 17th. So it's June 17th, July, August, September. Yeah, she's a little over 3 months now. I remember when I kept asking her, I said, there's something wrong with her? Her head doesn't want to sit up straight. It's like she's having a hard time holding her head up or something. And they're like, that's normal. Now she's holding her head up pretty decent. She's getting those muscle flows going. I guess that'll be okay. But she sees Grandpa and she'll get that great big smile. I think she already loves her Grandpa. I think she's going to be like, when she gets to be like 2, and I know they don't want to hear this. She's going to be coming down and, yeah, it's true. I'm separated from the rest of the family, but, it doesn't bother me. Like I started to say, and you will notice with me all the way around, I have a tendency to float from one thing to another. I'm scattered brain. What can I say? I like the base brushes, these large base brushes. I can more or less do a wet, not a dry brush, but a wet brush on it. My biggest problem is I've got to stop going over shit I've already done. That's actually a nice little blue. That's a nice little blue. Okay. Wait for that to dry. I've got too much on there. I hope it's probably going to dry on me and I won't be able to get to it. But when I get to the second coat, I will, more or less dry brush it. That's a nice blue, though. I actually do like it. It's a nice powdery blue. Let's see, what do we have on here? Let's come back to the Spartan tank. I see some spots that need to be done. I think at this point here, what I'll do is I'll just dry brush some of the gold on there. Not really dry brush, it's just going to be a light. I'll take a little bit off of it. So I see some spots that are kind of blotchy. That are kind of blotchy. I'll take some excess off there. That's looking good. That's all gonna, I think, it's actually not gonna be black there. Oh yeah. I started mentioning earlier, and again, scattered brain. I walked down to the store on the corner here, about a mile and a half round trip, maybe 2 miles. My back got a little sore. I tweaked my back on it. So my back's been feeling a little bit out of sorts. So I just took some pain medication. Trying to get this around into a position. Oh, this is the top. So I definitely want all this done. I can get a little heavy with the brush. I try not to. Definitely have to go to the store tomorrow, though. I have to get some more cheese. I love my cheese, which is not good for heart condition, but fuck it. My favorite cheese is cheddar, But my most ultimate favorite cheese is Vermont white cheddar, which is very hard to get in the first place. Definitely never going to see that over here. Never going to see Vermont white cheddar over here. And there's nobody that's going to ship it to me. It would spoil by the time it got here. I wonder if I could just go. Didn't get any. Yeah, there'd be big time brush strokes on that for that. Not too utterly concerned with just being solid, even though it'll show up with the contrast paint. But I think the side of the tank would have flaws in it anyways. So it's not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. I'm just getting this so I can get around the corner here. We know this is going to be done in a different color. Just over painting it a little bit. So it's not the pure gray. Oh, Get a little more on that cover. This is the top half of it. This will go right on top here. And then this will flip up. You'll be able to see inside. I've got to, yeah, I've got to do that gold a little bit there too. I don't know if you can see that. This seems to be going on a little bit better. Not too worried about the inside here. Interesting. I'm getting quiet. I'm sorry. My medication's kicking in. My alcohol's kicking in. Never take pain medication with alcohol. Leave it to the professionals. And see why I like the bigger brush. This isn't too bad. I like that. The dogs are not hanging out down here tonight. I wonder why. That's coming out pretty nice. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, who would I grow up with? The cars, the police. Nothing that I consider spectacular. A lot of people do. A lot of people like the cars. I consider them more punky rock than what I was into. But we enjoyed their stuff. All around taste and different taste in music, you know? You have to keep an open ear. I mean, I still enjoy things like Three Dog Night. Some country music I like. Some of it I don't. I think over the years, country music became more country rock. You know, like Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers and Blackfoot. I enjoy listening to Blackfoot and Leonard Skinner. We grew up with them. That was one of the first things. Let's see. I like color. I like the color. Oh, you like the color gold? Cool. Sorry I didn't see it right away. Yeah, that looks really nice. And then it's going to be done with a red contrast over the top of it. I'm just wondering how that's going to turn out. Give it that kind of... And I'll test it on that piece once it's dry. Yeah, it's coming out really nice. Yep. What are you doing down there? The only problem with doing it this way is because I know I can get an even smoother blend with the airbrush. But because my skills with the airbrush are really weak, I keep reverting back to this. That is a nice color though, isn't it? Yeah, this Retributor armor is just friggin' awesome. It's one of the... You talk to anybody that paints, they will tell you they love this Retributor armor. The other one that I really like is Blue Nightshade, whatever it is. I forget the name of it now. It's a black with a bluish tint to it. Really nice color. Dark Night or something like that. I forget what it is now. You'd figure if it was one of my favorite colors, I'd remember what it is, but I can't remember what happened. What did we do 5 minutes ago? I think that's why I'm so scattered brain too. My mind wanders around. There's just more or less a second coat over this to darken it up a little bit. Yeah, it's looking really good. I think it's looking really good. Let's shake this up a little bit more. Work from the cap more. See, it's like every 5 minutes afterwards. Jessica. I don't know where that came from. Jessica, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Haven't talked to you in a while. I've been kind of busy. I'll probably stop by tomorrow night. I've been going Mondays and Tuesdays on this channel here. I have my other channel that I've been working on too. Gaming on Linux. Let's play games on Linux. How'd it go for you tonight? I haven't seen any of your paintings lately. I apologize for that. I will try to stop by tomorrow and see how you're doing. But I appreciate the raid. Thank you. I can see the sound bite that I had in there is not the one that I was experimenting with. I guess it's okay. I found streaming at this hour is a little bit better for me. Because with baseball going on, baseball playoffs, we're in the middle of the final month of baseball. So everybody's jockeying for position to try to either make it to the playoffs or where they're going to sit, and as far as home team and everything goes. And football started. Not a huge football fan, but I like to watch it. The team that I like the most, the Miami Dolphins, they beat the Patriots, which I also like the Patriots too. It's not that I'm not a Patriots fan. I like anybody from that AFC East, the Jets, the Bills, the Patriots, the Dolphins. I don't care either one wins, as long as they all win. But the Dolphins played the Patriots this weekend, and they beat the Patriots. Patriots had their time. It's time for the Dolphins to get back in there. But I'm glad the Bills are doing well, too. They're about the only teams that I really follow. Okay, let's get back over to the other one here. Let's close up that Retributor armor. Because usually when I get done here, because it is like almost midnight here. After midnight, we gonna let it all hang down. After midnight. Unless it's 2 minutes to midnight. I don't know, who did after midnight? Oh, 23:29. We got 31 minutes to midnight. When we get to 2 minutes to midnight, we do a little Iron Maiden. 2 minutes to midnight, the hands that praise on doom. Bruce Dickerson, one of my favorite singers. We're going to come back over. Hopefully this is all cleaned out here. Brush that on my hand. Let's see. Let's do another coat here of the Thousand Suns Blue, or the Army Painter version of Void Singer Blue. So yeah, you could see me from my times are definitely settled in. The name Grandpa's Painting Studio will be official come by the middle of October. And my schedule will be pretty much set to Mondays and Tuesdays right here. Painting. And then I'll take Wednesday off so I can prepare for Thursday night. Thursday night will be on the other channel. Let's Play Games on Linux, because Thursday night I will be talking about different Linux distributions and installing them and getting them set up to play games on Linux. So if you want to learn a little bit of how to install, what Linux is, how to get it installed, that'll be Thursday nights. This Thursday I'll be talking about Manjaro. Nice distribution setup. Simple, very easy to work over from if you're a Windows user. And I don't get involved with it too much here, but with all the changes coming down in Windows, I think a lot of people are finally looking for an opportunity to get away from it. There's going to be one major issue with Windows. One, they're trying to get hardware locked down so that if you buy a computer and it has Windows on it, And the hardware that's in there, they're trying to get it locked down so that you can't put anything else on it but Windows. So, and I'm sure people will figure out a way, the computer nerds of the world will figure out a way to get around that. We were actually talking about that last Thursday, I think it was. How, forget who I was talking with about it. I don't think it was on stream. I think it was somewhere else. I was talking about it with someone and mentioned that because I've been involved with Windows for over 14 years, professionally, officially, whatever you want to call it. And they want, and I know for a fact they want this, they want to set Windows up so that you have to pay a fee for it every month. I know we talked, oh, was it you, President, we talked about? Yeah, they're definitely trying to set that up. $9.95, $19.95, whatever they want to charge you for it. It'll probably be $19.95. They've been trying to do that for years now. But I think with this final locking down the hardware business, I'd almost say within the next 5 years. I know we talked about, yeah. My guess is within the next 5 years, Windows is going to be a paid for service. When I first mentioned it 2-3 years ago, I said within 10 years. If they can get away with this. They want to dominate the world. They want to dominate the computer world. Oh, there we go with the message again. I need to go in and turn that off. I'd like to build a world of Coke with Linux running my computer, because Windows sucks. Anyways, we'll talk more about that on Thursday. How's that color look? Looks really powdery blue, doesn't it? Coming up on 2 hours here. Oh, we got about a half hour to go until midnight. I think pretty much got the gold standard done on that. Let's get over here. This looks pretty good too. I think I'm going to do another small dry brushing on that. You like the light blue? Yeah, I kind of do too. Even though they tell you that the thousand, whoops, shit, I just put my fingers on the wet paint. The Thousand Suns blue, the conversion says that Void Singer blue is supposed to be the same color. I think I found that they're a little bit different, but if I was to put a wash on there, it'd probably, because if you look at the original drawing there, you see that the blue's a little bit darker, but I think I like it. when I get the other colors on there, I think it'll look really nice. You know, I'm going to go in and do something here. I'm going to turn that off if I can. Give me just a moment here. Stream elements. I don't think we need to be seeing if you like chatbot, timers. Oh, I don't have one. Where the hell is that coming from? I don't have a timer in stream elements. Could it be under... Oh, crap. I'm not going to be able to turn it off. I could, but I'm not going to be able to. Okay, anyways. I won't be able to turn it off right now. I like to put something on there where it pops up like somebody comes in and says first time chat. It comes up and it says, you know, after about 5 minutes or so, if you're enjoying the channel, please consider following so you can keep up to date on what I'm doing. And then once that person gets it, don't see it again, you know, unless somehow I could probably design something for it, figure out a way to get around it. And then if the person stays there, it would have to be somebody coming on like a first time chat. Who do we have here? We have the Daphne. Hi, Daphne. The Daphne. Daphne. Or it'd be nice if the timer could be set up to where if you're already followed on a channel and you say something, you're not being, well, you should give us a try. But yeah, the blue's looking good. The gold's looking good. I definitely like it. I am definitely liking it. Uh-oh. Oh, it's because it goes the other way, you moron. And this will fit right on top like that. I want to get, while I'm here, I want to get this Xandry Dust in here. Because it looks like the whole inside is Xandry Dust. I don't have to worry about thinning this down too much. It's already pretty much thin. I could shake that up some more. A couple shakes don't really work. I have to get the pigment in there really good. Yeah, they have to design something that if you're already following the channel, you don't see that message. I don't know where the stupid little dollar signs go. I found that owned, for some reason, keeps taking over my chat every now and then. I don't even have him as an administrator. I don't have him down as the bot being used. So I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. That bothers me when a company does that. There's a bunch of them that are in there, and I need to get in and get them blocked. They, if you go and you look at the data that's on there, it shows them as being part of your chat, and yet they never show up in the views. which tells me I know a couple of them are definitely tracking bots is what they're doing. There's a website out there, I'd have to go look it up again, that tells you which ones are actually the tracking bots and which ones aren't. Really, I'm not going to be too worried about how well this looks. I just want it to look. If you drop it down and you look inside, those are going to be metal anyways, I think. Well, the insides will. So that when you look inside there, you can see that isn't just gray. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. I think I'll work up to that tonight. Get this inside done. We'll get maybe another coat of blue on him. I was thinking about getting really fancy in here and leave that piece out. There's a, where is it? There's a warning lamp in here somewhere. I think it's underneath here. I don't remember where the hell it was. That would be like a red color, and I was thinking of maybe punching it out. I forgot where it was now. I'm putting like a little LED light in there. But that would be so much work getting that out of there. And getting it wired up and everything. But it would look cool. When you flip the thing down, I could probably put, well, it'd be cool if you had a little micro switch on it, on the thing where if this was closed and that was closed, this is supposed to go up like that. Bastard. Or does it go the other way? It goes the other way. And when that's closed like that, and the light wouldn't be going off, so it'd have to be a little micro switch, that if you pulled this down, it would release the micro switch and the light would start flashing from inside. That would be super cool. But I'd have to get a micro switch hooked up to a light. Which means I wouldn't have put this piece in here. I'm just more or less just brushing all this on here. I said I'm not particularly worried if it looks really good. Just get some color in there. I know you can't see what I'm doing in there. That'll be good. I'm trying to see if I can see in here a little bit better. Again, I probably could have airbrushed that, but I said truthfully, I don't think anybody's really going to see a whole lot of that. I just want to make it look halfway decent. I like the Xandry Dust too. That's a nice color. I always like the Xandry Dust. Xandry Dust is used a lot on the Imperial Guard. Their uniforms are Xandry Dust with a type of green. Yeah, that's looking okay. Let's get down the sides here. I don't know where the hell that lamp is at. Am I missing a piece or something? What's that? And the rest of that'll be like a silver or something. I could paint it black. Got a little bit of that left. Boop, 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 ba-doo. It's looking good, looking good, looking good. Put a little bit more right there. Just for kicks and giggles, we've got a few minutes here. I'm going to grab one of my other flat brushes here. Where you at? Oh. Right here in front of me. I'm going to take some of this blue and do another quick coat of the blue over here. Load it up and unload it. Drop it on the floor. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. That's not looking too bad. Some of that will be black, though. Running out of paint cleaner there. Before I do go, I want to take a quick look here at, I'm going to put him over here. And I'm going to take some of my, the brush is really fucking stiff. This one might be better. I don't want to leave these in here too long. I'd rather have that bigger one, but this one will be okay. And then, once we get, this is Blood Angels Red. That's what's supposed to be on the top, so I think I have enough time. Got it like 6 minutes. 6 minutes to midnight. Yeah, we're in the middle of a nuclear deal anyways. I guess, without getting too much into the news, I guess Russia's threatening nuclear war again. They're not happy unless they're threatening something. And that's what the clock was all about. 2 minutes to midnight. It's about the nuclear. The closer that we've got, let's see if I can explain it correctly if you don't know already. The closer that we got to nuclear war, the clock, if we got to nuclear war, the clock would be at midnight. That's the way I understand it. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was all about. And I don't think it ever got there, but I think it did get to 2 minutes, and that's why he made the song up. But it was like 5 minutes to midnight. You know, that means nuclear war was possible, but not intimate. Intimate? Is that the word I want to use? And that's what we're supposed to be doing with it. With the contrast paint. So it kind of has that golden red, I guess you would call it, coming over the top of it. Getting contrast over flat surfaces is supposed to be really tough. That's not looking too bad. Because the contrast paint is supposed to be more for areas like this here. To fill in recesses and stuff like that. but it needs some place to pool up. And if it doesn't pool, then it can leave spits and spots for on you. Like there, kind of. See, it fills in those recesses. Look at that. It looks really nice filled in. Darkens it up. That's what contrast is supposed to be all about. Speed Paint. Vallejo's got their new version out too. Their new type of speed paint, I guess. Transparent paint or whatever they want to call it. So I saw something about it. I think it came out a week or two ago. We're going to do this part up here. Because it's definitely a minute to midnight now. 2 minutes to midnight. The hands that praise on doom. That's actually looking okay. It's looking okay. So we had Jessica stop by tonight. She's from Canada. She made a raid tonight. I want to thank you for that. President, I want to thank you for hanging out tonight. I hope I get more people eventually, but oh, that's looking. I don't know if I like that or not. I haven't decided yet. Supposed to put a gloss over it. It's definitely different. I got to do. I will have to probably do another coat on it. Who's that? Is that Yasuna? Yeah, it's Yasuna. I could tell. Hi, Yas. I know he's looking for food and he's not going to get any tonight. He keeps running between upstairs and downstairs. Waiting for somebody to give him extra food. It's okay, I guess. So, but anyways, everybody that came by, everybody that hung out, thank you for that. I'll be off tomorrow night. We'll be back here on Monday and Tuesday to work on this a little bit more. I think I'm liking the color a little bit. Not really sure. But there's going to be a gray, a gloss varnish that will go over it once I get another coat on there. So I'll definitely have to put another coat on. I'll probably do that off stream over the weekend because I can see brush strokes and everything right here. So I'll have to put another coat on there. And the blue's looking pretty good. Thousand Suns blue. These would be going, these are all the Thousand Suns. And we'll have that all set up. So again, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for hanging out. And we will see you. If you're going to join me, I will be on Let's Play Games on Linux on Thursday night, where we're going to be installing Manjaro and setting it up for gaming on Linux. And then we will, Friday and Saturday, I will be, I'm either going to play Dungeons and Dragons or Cards, Kards, World War II card playing game. Might be playing that one. I haven't decided yet. Sunday I won't be around because I'm going to be using Sunday to watch baseball, hockey, and football. So that's going to be a pretty big day with the start of football. Hockey's getting ready to start here in a week or two. They're in preseason now. We're on the final run to the playoffs in baseball, so we're kind of keeping an eye on that. So Sunday will be busy. I won't have time to try to watch that, and I don't want the background from a game and have the baseball or hockey or football game in the background and have them have a conniption because they could hear it in the background. So painting this will be Monday and Tuesday next week. Join me on Thursday for the install of Manjaro on Let's Play Games on Linux, and then we'll be playing Friday and Saturday. Some game, one of those two probably. So until then, have a great week. We will talk to you later. Bye now.